Now, Timmy, I was going to ask you. So you said the company here with these cigars, they only release in Europe.
They only released this one in Europe.
Do you think will it ever come to the States here, or and this is just what your expertise would be?
I don't know. The issue with Plasencia is first of all, their cigars are not cheap. They're not the super expensive cigars like Padron, worth it, definitely worth it, but they're not super Davidoff.
Yep.
But they don't have really many cheap ones, like under $10, and it's because of their commitment to the quality of what they do.
Okay.
And so the reason they haven't released it in the States is so they can maintain quality and not over-release it.
Sure.
And so probably not. And they released some really great cigars in the States. This is a lighter that we got when we picked these up, Plasencia. It's got that octagonal. Is that a word? Octagonal?
Is
Box press shape.
It's not
It's in my dictionary.
Which is the most famous shape for the Plasencias that they release
Time out.
in the States.
Isn't that hexagonal?
Yes, hexagonal.
Just making sure. 6 sides versus
Geometry.
That sounds like
Geometry's hard.
Our teacher's
Not a square peg fits in a round hole.
That's right.
That's fine.
Well,
So
you
no
might
one-
need some antibiotics.
So, Shuey, did you force your ash off or did it just come off?
It was getting close, so I forced it so I didn't ruin our
How can you tell
beautiful
it was getting
tablecloth.
close?
Huh?
How can you tell it was getting close?
It starts getting a little wobbly.
Shumi knows his tips. Little game we call it just the tip, just see how it feels.
Because
I'm a known culprit for spilling it all on our beautiful tablecloth,
Yeah.
so I
Well-
took care of it early.
I'll try to hold off getting that ash off. I mean, I'll start smoking it like this just to keep the ash. How long I can keep that?
Yeah.
First, it's a game,
Mm-hmm.
but also, and you know why the ash on premium cigars can get so long? I mean, we've probably said it before, but the really inexpensive cigars are made with bits and pieces, and they're just kind of smashed together like a cigarette is. And they're made sometimes with really quality bits, leftovers from
Sure.
cuttings of a cigar like this. It can taste really good, but you have different construction because of the looseness of it. It won't burn as well. It won't burn as even. It'll burn a lot faster. But these are made with the entire length of the cigar are the length of the leaves, and so this leaf is not going to fall off as fast because it's still connected to the part of the leaf that's not burned. Eventually, because of the burn and the ash, that gravity will take it, but you'll get much longer ash than you will on a less expensive.
Now, is there an advantage to keeping that ash on there? Like, does the flavor
No.
change if it's?
It's a game.
No, it's just a fun game.
Like I went up north.
Status.
It's good.
I went up north with the guys and I smoked one of these. And I'm pretty sure it was a 9, and I think I had an ash that was probably close to that long.
You're probably
And I was like this, just seeing how long I can get that. I mean, it was a point where I was holding it like this with the ash still on it.
the other interesting thing about smoking a Robusto, and maybe part of the reason why we're getting such a good flavor, besides the fact that Plasencia just makes great tobacco, is 75 to 80% of the flavor of your cigar comes from the binder and the wrapper. And when you have a bigger cigar, which are what I prefer from the smoking experience, you've got a lot more filler, which has less flavor. Filler's in there because they burn well.
Okay.
But the wrapper doesn't burn as well, but it has more flavor. So when you've got a smaller cigar, you're going to get a higher ratio of wrapper and binder to filler, and so you get a more intense flavor.
Nice. So monetarily, the wrapper is probably the more expensive of the parts of the cigar.
Without question, the most
Okay,
expensive.
the most expensive.
I
First of all-
I really like this cigar.
I'm gonna start going back on my word on this. This pairing is really
Well,
starting.
here's part of what's happening.
I
I'm
love
going
this
to edit some of this out. I don't want a 30-minute pod, but I want to keep going because this is one of those cigars, and this is probably what you're getting, Sweet Meat, is we're into that second third,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah,
the characteristic of the cigar changes.
100%.
Well, and I think as you guys are saying too, the bourbon is the Russells is starting to get I'm starting to get a little bit more sweetness
Mhm.
Yeah.
now that I've had a little bit, and
I'm loving this pairing. Yeah, like I'm really loving this pairing. Now that I'm further into that cigar, it just brings out and keeping the same pour in the cigar. I'm like the flavors are just changing as you go through, which is awesome.
And it's almost too easy to keep going back and forth between
Yeah.
the two. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
I'm favoring one over the other.
I feel like I'm getting bourbon flavor change as well. Not because the bourbon is changing, it's clearly not, but because the changing flavor of the cigar interacting with tasting the bourbon is giving at least a different experience.
Perfectly said, Timmy. Perfect.
Does a bourbon not aerate kind of like a wine just sitting out?
Not as much as a
Not as
wine.
much. Okay.
And it's not intended to, right? You don't
Yeah,
age.
correct.
You don't age bourbon in a bottle. You age it obviously in a barrel,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it'll be the same. This will be the same in 10 years if I
Right.
didn't do this today.
Hands on the table. Keep your hands above the table, Schumer.
Sorry, Dad. We got a lot of issues going on between that end of the table.
They're taking on us.
Just try to
So
give
Schumer,
myself a smoked bourbon.
Schumer.
Keep it in.
Oh,
Oh.
It's fun. Let's try that.
all right, Schumer. So does this cigar hit the top ranks of your list you have going, or
It's easily top 5.
Yeah.
That's right, Tim. You have to have a little smoke in there.
Or not?
Don't inhale.
I accidentally retrohale. Let's try that again.
Gotta let a little more smoke out when you do it.
I feel like the way this one burns is like rings around a tree. You can just see.
Oh my. So I've been fortunate over the years. We've been fortunate to have a couple of them, but I've been fortunate over a lot of years of drinking bourbon to get to at least try, if not get a bottle of a number of really hard to get bourbons. Quite honestly, some of them are really disappointing.
Yeah.
This hits all of the
Oh,
marks.
yes?
It really does.
Yeah.
This is very good. Neat is very good, and that's saying a lot
And
for this guy.
this is gonna come out really weird for me.
No, as long as it comes out.
Shocker,
I
but
think I like this almost as much as I like my antique.
Oh, big statement from down there.
that's a big statement. That's single.
I mean, this is it's got that sweetness with the
Without
heat
question, Mike.
for the sweet meat, but I am thoroughly enjoying this 13.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly above others that we've had. I mean, not just the everydays. I mean, some of the special ones that we've got to try. I mean, this ranks at the top of the list with those. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it holds its own.
It holds its own. I mean, it's not a William LaRue. It's not a
No.
Weller 12 or a
Single barrel.
Pat. No, the
Single barrel.
The Van Winkle.
Van Winkle 12. But this is right up there with it for me. I mean, it's right up.
Also,
there.
but price point, this
So much better.
Yeah,
350 versus
even on a secondary market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do this again for 350. if I
Oh,
could find-
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't pour 7 pours for other people.
No. But I would probably, see, for the price point, if I had the choice of getting like the single barrel or the Van Winkle, what we paid for, I would get that over it. Just because of the price point and
Yeah.
how much I like it.
Remind me, the single barrel was
750.
750.
450. Van Winkle was 750.
The Van Winkle.
Okay.
750.
Now, I would say the Van Winkle, though, for me was sweeter. So it was a little bit more enjoyable. But again, price point, this is right there with it. And it is easier justified for 350 than 750.
And I think I like this better because it has more heat than the Van Winkle did.
Yeah, right.
And then
Which we've documented.
Yeah.
We like sweet a little bit.
Yeah,
The
that's
Van Winkle, I think, was 92.
yeah, something
It
like that.
was
Yeah.
90 or 92.
Something like
But
that.
it's-
That sounds
it was
about
in-
right.
It was in the low 90s, if not 90. So the interesting thing you say, your antique, because we know that's your favorite.
Mhm.
People who find out I drink bourbon as much as I do ask me all the time, like, what's your favorite bourbon? And that's a really hard question to answer.
Really hard.
Because,
yeah, what down?
yeah, sure. What's the dollar point?
What are we doing?
What mood are you in? Like,
Yeah.
if we did a blind tasting of just anything, right, of 5 bourbons, we come up with an order. We feel pretty confident with that order. We can do the same blind tasting the next day and it would be different.
Mhm.
Because your palate changes day to day, your tongue changes day to day. And also, how am I drinking it? Am I drinking it neat? Am I putting a cube in it, a drop of water? Am I making a cocktail?
With Coke?
Yep.
Which I don't. Yeah, no, that's Jack Daniels.
Unless it's a bonded. I absolutely love that
Yeah.
bonded.
Yeah, that was
Jack Daniels,
fantastic.
old number
Regular,
7.
old number
is-
7,
is
yes.
for Coke.
What was the $14 one or the 16 one?
Oh, benchmark.
Benchmark.
The benchmark. They put Coke in that all day long.
Yep.
It's better than we thought, right? You put Coke in that all day long.
So that's
$18, knock yourself out.
Apparently, for me, don't put ginger ale in that benchmark.
No.
But I will say, the Wild Turkeys
Still the Nathan Ginger Ale.
might be my favorite top to bottom because the 101 at $27, $28 with 100 proof is
Single barrel.
fantastic going to it. The single barrel, the Russell's 10. I mean, the Russell's 6 is fine, but it's only $3 less than the Russell's 10.
Right.
Single barrel's good, $20 more. So the 10 is kind of in that sweet spot. But Jimmy Russell's been the master distiller at Wild Turkey for 60 years. Wow. Then his son is now the master distiller. Jimmy's the emeritus, and his son's been doing it for 40 years.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. So they kind of know what to do
They got some experience.
with a bottle, right?
100 years between them. That's okay.
I mean, I just love how like this is coating that tongue and just you hang on to the flavor for a while. It just sits there and you get to experience it changing even after the bourbon itself has gone down. I'm enjoying that lasting finish.
I'm starting to get some coffee from this cigar as I get into this last third. This is fantastic.
Now, Tim, I don't know if we've covered this or not, but going back to like, legs, we talk about how legs with wine versus bourbon, same thing. When this breathes, does it change too? Does bourbon change when it breathes or no?
The first, when you open it right away and put oxygen into it first time, it changes a little bit. But when you leave it open, it really doesn't change much.
Okay.
And they're not made that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering, because I know wines are meant to, if you let them out there and you let them breathe, it changes significantly the flavor of it. Like it gets better.
They're 12 to 14% alcohol.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
It's hard to let something that's 60% alcohol change its characteristic a lot.
True. Okay. I was just curious how that works.
So
But
good.
Tim, now that I'm about halfway
We'll
through this
save it
thing,
down here.
I'm getting more of the coffee and all of that, less of the earthiness, more like the earthiness goes away after I get about a third to halfway through it. But that, again, go back, that leather. Like I am tasting that leathery taste, which I love in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, it's leather. We like it.
Sweet meats has some
My
leather
white
in
ass.
it.
He is handsome leather. in his mouth.
White ass and lettuce.
That's a song. Yeah, it's our next podcast.
I need a word in, so it's.
He's starting the band. He's starting the band.
We're gonna have to go in Timmy's dungeon for that one.
No, to your point.
When he can pull out his box of toys.
So baby, you've been a little quiet down this end.
Hey, babe.
How does this fit in the Russell's
To help with the
line?
hangover.
How does this fit in your bourbon line?
This is definitely above the 10-year. 10-year will always be top of my list, but the flavor profile, everything hits.
Compared to the price point too, though, right? Because you're talking 49.
Yeah,
let's say you
yeah,
get MSRP.
exactly,
You're
yeah.
talking 49,200.
Sure.
I'd still, obviously the $40 you're going to hit every time, but I really love this 13-year.
I would
really
keep.
do.
I would, if I could get them, I would keep one of these. I
Yeah,
wouldn't drink it
exactly.
as often
Yeah.
as the
Mhm.
10.
Sure.
Mhm.
Sure.
But I would say even for that higher MSRP, it's still better.
Yeah.
Well, that's with Russell's. I've been drinking bourbon for a while, and I never really went towards Russell's until I started hanging out with you and Kronk and everything, and you guys started drinking it more because it was never really on my radar. I'm like, it's Russell's, whatever. But then I started drinking. I'm like, okay, it's Russell's. It's a good damn bourbon.
Well, Wild Turkey, right? You think of just like Jim Beam White Label, just like Old Number 7 Jack Daniels. There's just straight Wild Turkey, which is fine, but there's nothing special about it, and that's its reputation was made on just regular Wild Turkey. But the Russell's line,
Mm-hmm.
they just know what they're doing, and they do a great job.
Of everything we've tried, that was the first one I ran out and bought. So now I have the Russell's 10 on my shelf. I've never had it until we tried it.
And it's kind of the same as like you go to like the Buffalo Traces and all that kind of stuff. Buffalo Trace is a decent bourbon, just their plain Buffalo Trace. But then you have your Wellers and you have your Eagle Rares and all of that, and then you go up in your Pappies and your Van Winkles and William LaRue's. And I keep Buffalo Trace in my house all the time, but would I prefer to drink a Weller or an Eagle Rare? 100%. It's just a different level of that.
So think about the different distillers too. Let's take Buffalo Trace from Wild Turkey. Buffalo Trace has some of the most classic names.
Yeah.
Right? They've got, as you said, they've got the Weller.
Yep.
They've got the Van Winkle line, both the Van Winkles and the Pappy Van Winkles. They've got Eagle Rare. They've got Colonel Taylor.
Yep. Forgot about that one.
Oh, that was good.
They've also got some stuff that's not so good. They sell a lot of bourbon, good for them. And it's a great distillery. Please don't get me wrong. But everything that comes out of Wild Turkey is really good.
Yeah.
And they don't try to make as much,
Sure.
right? As many different expressions. But everything they do is just good.
Mhm.
I think we said this. Buffalo Trace is the biggest operation of bourbon There is, isn't there?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam.
Oh,
Jim Beam. Jim Beam's the biggest. They make so much bourbon. Well, if you go overseas, part of the reason that Jim Beam is so successful is if you go overseas and you're not at a bourbon bar, if you go to a regular bar, you've got 50 scotches. And a lot of times you've got 2 bourbons,
Okay.
Jim Beam and 4 Roses. So because we're not doing a movie today, we've kept the camera running so we could experience this whole cigar. You're probably going to see some massive editing, but we wanted to keep it around until we got to the last third.
Yep.
And now most of us are in the last third, very close to all of us are in the last third. So final thoughts on this pairing, on the bourbon, on the cigar.
I think this pairing is perfect. And as my bourbon sat actually, and I've smoked my cigar, whenever I go in to take a sip and I smell, I get no floral, no fruity smell at all. Now it's pure caramel for me.
Really?
I get caramel, and I think the bourbon has gotten better with the
Yes.
more cigar that we've had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the more the further I get down in this, and the more this sits, I agree. I'm getting that butterscotch,
Butterscotch
vanilla.
Vanilla, caramel,
Yep.
sweetness, almost like dessert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But the funny thing is now that I'm down into the final third of this thing, I'm getting back into I'm getting more of the earthy tones back into it.
Because I smoke too fast, I'm getting a little hot, but that's not because of the
Yeah.
cigar or the construction. It's because
Yeah.
I work the stick too hard. And so I
You're
got.
hard with this.
And so
It's
I got,
never an effort issue with you, Tim.
See, Tim, with this, even though I'm down there about the same point as you are, I'm not getting the heat,
I'm not either.
but I'm getting a little bit more back into the earthiness, but I still get a lot of that coffee and spice flavor. But I think that's bringing out that caramel in this or whatever the.
And I didn't get any sweetness from the bourbon up front. Now I'm finally getting that caramel.
no, well, the big flavors are not necessarily your favorite. Where are you at?
So this is I was talking how hot it was earlier, and with smoking down more of the cigar and drinking it more, it has calmed down. But as we talked about, I think you got to do it properly. I think if you smoke and then take a sip, it's good. I think if you drink and then take a puff, it's like, whoop, there we go. Yep, reactivated the heat zone.
It's just a reminder for you.
Hey, it's drink smarter, not harder.
Mike, you're similar with the
Similar.
sometimes.
I
Where are you at?
think the pairing's great. The cigar's getting better. I think you're getting more flavor as it gets down, and I really enjoyed that. Obviously, I don't finish these very often without a cube, and
You don't.
it was very good.
I don't know if I can add much to what's already been said, other than the fact that it's just, for me, this is clearly Russell's one of my favorite brands out there. I'm loving the sweetness of this, the coating of it, or the viscosity of it. It just stays with me.
Right?
And then the cigar itself. I think that is just from beginning, first third, second third, down to the third. I kind of get that leathery throughout, but I love the flavor. I love the draw. I love the burn. So it's feeling good.
Great.
Any final thoughts from anybody else?
Delicious.
If you can get Russell's 13,
Try
Do
it.
it.
Yep,
it's worth it.
worth it.
It's worth it.
Yep.
If you can find yourself in Europe or have good friends at Plasencia Reserva 1898, fantastic. I think it's one of the best pairings that we've had.
Mhm.
So thanks for your time. Like and subscribe. We subscribe. I sound just like your kid. Like and subscribe. Nailed it.
Caddyshack.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thanks very much.
Thank you much.
Until we see you next time, keep your sticks lit. Keep your spirits high.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good pairing.